We ain't gonna ever back down from nobody. I don't care who it is. This is a brotherhood. And if we stand strong together, we can't be denied. If one of us go down, we have another, and another, and another that's ready to fight. So let's hit this field and bang them, bang them, bang them. Somebody, light me up.
Welcome to the Empire. It's the Eskimo Empire podcast.
This is Trevor Harris.
Hey, how you doing? This is number 58, Travis Bond.
This is Christoph Malumba Chimanga.
Hey there, this is your co-host, Kenny Stafford.
Hey, this is Ryan King.
Calvin McCarty.
And you are listening to...
You're listening to the Eskimos Empire.
Listening to the Eskimo Empire podcast.
The Eskimo Empire podcast. Hope you guys enjoy listening.
Welcome back to the Turf District for the Eskimo Empire podcast, and we're a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. I'm Andrew, and joined tonight by superfan Mike.
Hello, hello.
And, of course, the one and only Commissioner Kayla.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, the good recovery.
That's pretty good. Hi. What's going on? Hello.
Hello.
I've joined in. Ladies and gentlemen, Season 6 is upon us.
It
Whoa.
is. Wow.
That's crazy, right?
Six
seasons of this that we've been blabbering on, and people keep listening. I'm not sure
It's
how.
never going to last.
Well, it's mostly because of you guys. That's why I bring you here. How was the holiday for you guys? Don't all talk at once. That's good.
Sorry, I just spiked it.
Excellent, Jen. How was the holiday?
It was good.
Good.
Yeah, it was nice. Lots of family, which was great.
Yes.
I went down to Medicine Hat to visit my dad and brother. I haven't been in Medicine Hat around Christmas since 1972.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
73, somewhere in there, yeah.
Wow. I saw you got a hockey game in there, too.
Yeah, I went and saw the Tigers play, which was great.
Excellent. Did they win?
They did.
Woo. Wow.
Yes. Against Calgary.
Wow.
So anytime Calgary loses, you're happy.
Pretty much. That's pretty much how you do that. And your holiday there, Commissioner?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Yeah?
Yeah.
Was Santa good to you?
We had a light Christmas this year.
It's all right, yes.
Yeah, that's okay. It was a busy one. It was really busy.
Yeah.
Like most people's, but generally Christmas for like us is like very low key, and like I didn't even get to put up a tree this year, which I think made it a little bit less Christmassy.
It's harder to do, right?
Yeah.
When you get that. Yeah.
And it was just like all I could think about was moving, so that just took up my entire life, and then life happens.
Yeah.
So
did you
Christmas
move,
was a bit
still in the same area, or did you?
No, I don't have a house.
Oh, okay.
I moved.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I'm a couch surfer.
Okay.
Right now.
Excellent. Yeah. So that you're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
I know you said you didn't watch a whole lot, but I want to send a congrats out to Team Canada and the World
Absolutely.
Juniors.
Great game.
If you like hockey, boy, I tell you, that was some exciting hockey.
Well, certainly the third.
Well, but
The fourth quarter was great.
Yeah, Canada's a fourth quarter team.
It totally is.
The thing is, even the game before, like the Sweden-Finland game was really good. There was lots of great. I love that tournament. It's fun to watch, and good on the boys to pull it out there. I mean, yes, a little bit of
controversy.
TSN help on what probably should have been a penalty.
Yeah, what happened there?
Oh, no, not even probably. That was definitely
a penalty.
Delay of game.
Yeah, because he launched the puck and it was going out of play, which would have then made it a penalty, but it hit the TSN camera that was on the
which was
side.
behind the glass.
Yes.
Okay. I saw someone.
But because it hit the camera, the rule is then it's basically a dead puck and there's no penalty.
Yeah.
But that was pretty interesting. Now guys will be aiming for that.
And a neutral zone face-off. And,
it was, yeah. And I'd feel worse if then the Russian players didn't all go bat crazy after that and then end up getting more penalties.
Well, as my coworker said today, it's like, I kind of felt bad for him. And then I remembered, it's the Ruskies.
Nice. Anyway, good on Team Canada. Way to go. It was a very exciting game. Coming back now to football, we should talk about a very special thing that is coming our way later this month, and that is one Westivus.
Yes.
It is time for us to get together and chat some football in the off-season.
They've all had their break. It's time to get back to football.
That's right. We need to have lots to talk about. So, Eskimos, you have 3 weeks to sign lots of guys and announce coaches and do all those things, so that we have lots to talk about at Westivus. And we mentioned it on the YouTube Live. I can't say on the Periscope now.
No.
On the YouTube Live, because we did a little
We're tubers now.
Oh, we're tubers. That's wrong.
Oh my gosh, we're influencers.
Let's not get carried away.
Been like my dream.
That's like just you.
Does that mean you get like free hotel stays?
Right? Oh my gosh, I get free pedicures. I'm so entitled.
Wow. All right then. Well, I'm excited to be a tuber. Yeah, that's something I can say right now.
It's not a tuba.
It's not. No, not far from. But yes, we announced that it will be the Westivus party on January the 25th at 5 o'clock at First Round downtown.
Yeah.
Make sure you come down, join us for some fun and games, and we will have hopefully some prizes to give away. I have a plethora of Kwaku shirts that are looking for a new home.
Yeah.
So if you come down to Westivus, likely you will be handed a Kwaku shirt.
There we go.
That's the first thing I wanted to
Maybe
announce.
Kwaku can come.
I would love it
Fly
if you would.
in.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll message him. Say, hey, dude, come on. Like, this is what's
Offer
going
him
on.
a free shirt.
That's right.
Saying.
Come on, dude.
Good incentive.
Come on. Just come and be around and laugh. That'd be great.
Sign some shirts.
Sure. That's what
Bring the whole
people
family.
want. That's right. Just everybody can come. It's
all
all right.
ages?
It's that's right. I was just going to say it's an all ages
Establishment?
Establishment. Thank you. My brain shut off when I went to try and say what that was, and it wasn't coming back. So I appreciate that.
YouTuber.
Not a tuba. Title of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is also a kind of going away party for our young sister as she heads off to Cambodia for 6 months. My goodness, it's getting a lot closer.
I know.
It's a lot sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So,
And that's for us. So for you.
yeah.
It's coming way too quick.
Yeah. But yeah, so make sure you come down, chat football with us, and talk with Kayla, and make sure that you get an extra hug in before she heads off.
I might be a little more sparing.
That's all right.
No. Lenient. No, what am I looking for?
Well, you're an influencer now, so
That's
these
right.
things count free.
That's
right.
I'm just saying.
very true.
To put on my nice mask.
No, I'm just saying that they've got to be special to earn one.
That's right. Yeah,
Oh.
see? Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah. The other thing that we will have
It's me.
is perfect. We will have some of the CFPN trading cards there.
Oh.
Possibly some of our own will be around.
Oh, that's true.
Just for, well, at least ours, because the face that Kayla's making right now says that maybe not hers.
I'm pretty sure I left him out. I
Okay.
just gotta remember where oh my gosh.
Okay.
Sign the back.
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sign the back. That's what I did for years, right? Last year. Yeah. sign the back of Mike's card just for fun. So yeah, make sure you come down, join us. Kayla, you were saying that if people had donations or things to help for taking over, is that a good spot?
So the best way to help would be monetary, just because I can only take so much stuff
Exactly.
with me. And things are a lot cheaper there. So
Okay.
to be able to...
Goes further.
Yeah, way further. I know, like, for what my position is here, like, I've raised money for myself, or, like, saved up money for myself to take care of, life doesn't
Yes.
stop here while you're gone.
Absolutely.
But it does take an army to sponsor essentially a missionary. And I really just want to bless all the students that are there. I don't know what the situation is going to be like. Education is something that's not as accessible in many parts of the world, but especially where I'm going. And learning English is a major foot in the door for just simple jobs. So to be able to teach is, I don't even know how to feel, because to me we're so privileged here, and teaching,
Especially now that you're a YouTuber. Yeah.
I know. So They don't deserve me.
We've said that for 6 months. I don't know.
Yeah, I really need to go there ASAP.
Okay, all right.
Humility needs to smack my face.
All right.
But yeah, just to be able to help even one person, I'm really looking forward to it changing me. One of the things, actually, get a little personal, that I struggle with is compassion. Mostly for people I know. Strangers, I'm more compassionate with. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I need to work on being a little bit more sensitive. And I think this is really going to slap me in the face and make me realize, even though I know how privileged we are, and I don't even think that I can comprehend what it's going to be like.
For sure.
So, but yeah, anyway, not to go all sad and stuff, but it's going to be an amazing experience. So, I mean, and I understand it's right after Christmas. So if a monetary thing isn't what you can do, I accept prayers, definitely, well wishes, notes here and there, because it's going to be really hard to be gone from my family for 6 months.
Right.
With a bunch of strangers. So yeah, love and support is definitely probably even more needed. So
that's awesome.
Lots of it coming from us. Lots of it coming from us. Absolutely. Well, before we get into some of the news and things, let's first go with this episode is brought to you by Park Power.
Yes.
Provider of electricity and natural gas in Alberta. They offer low rates, great customer service, and profit sharing for local charities. In Alberta, you get to choose who to buy your energy from. So Park Power has low overhead, and chances are you'll save money if you switch. So you can find out how much money you would save by visiting parkpower.ca and plugging your numbers into the Alberta Energy Savings Calculator. If you decide to switch, it's super easy. Nothing changes about your service, only the price you pay. So learn more at parkpower.ca. Now, news. Kayla, I asked you a little bit on the YouTube. I'm having a hard time with that, actually, because it forces a habit.
Change is hard.
It is. Your thoughts on Scott Milanovic becoming the head coach of the Eskimos?
Well, again, like I said, on the YouTube.
Very well done.
I don't know much about him, and I think that's probably a good thing for me. It's a definite fresh start. I didn't even know he was the CFO beforehand, and that's just because
he's been pretty successful there. Yeah,
I'm still learning. I was in my Eskimo sphere for several years, and now I'm more of a CFL gal, if you will.
Excellent.
If it does help, he was Anthony Calvillo's offensive coordinator during the years
that helps so much.
that they were winning the Grey Cup in 2009 2010.
I thought if you were going to say Riders, I'm going to be like, I'm not sure how I feel. No, just kidding.
No, and he was the guy that took Ricky Ray and won the 100th Grey Cup with him.
2012.
You say Calvillo, you say Ray, I say I'm on board.
Yeah. It's kind of
I was waiting for
hard.
you say Calvillo, I say Ray.
Calvillo.
Ray.
Calvillo.
Ray.
Nice. Okay. Why did I get stuck with Calvillo? Wait a second.
Oh, freaking, I'll take him.
That was fun, though.
Shove you aside.
I would step over my own mother for this.
There's got to be a title of the podcast in there somewhere.
What 10?
Oh, my. All right. That you say Calvillo, I say Ray. That's going to be great. Yeah. Now, the rest of the coaches, I'm hoping will be announced soon. If it's anything like the last show that we posted, It should be about an hour after the show posts.
To be fair, it's been several podcasts that have been like that.
I swear, they're just probably like, oh, I'm looking at my fake watch.
Yeah.
And then it's like 10:30 and announce.
Yes, and announce. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, that's how it works. But we will get to the schedule in just a second, by the way. But one thing that did happen shortly after then, unfortunately, Philip Lawley will not be returning. He resigned for personal reasons. So it sounds like he has some family that he is needing to look after, and
that takes precedence. So
definitely a hard loss for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I just hope it's nothing too serious.
Yeah,
on his
absolutely.
part.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of rumors swirling as far as who will be where. Of course, with the announcement today from BC Lions Den, BC Lions, not Den too.
They also announced.
He did put it out. Yeah. We know that Jordan Maximic joined the Lions.
Yes.
We know Jason Tucker went there. We know that Travis Brown went there. So we know that those positions will be changing for sure.
There's a lot of Eskimo flavor on that coaching staff.
There's a lot of Eskimo flavor on that team.
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of like what
Leroy
we've
Blue
done
was the defensive line coach.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like what we've done to Ottawa.
Yeah.
To be fair. I
Hey,
mean,
BC poached us first, man.
well, maybe.
Well,
I think no. It's like the same time. Yeah, we became the Red Blacks West, and they became Eskimos West.
Further west.
Further west.
Wester Eskimos. I like. That's funny all on its own. Yeah. All right. But any ideas? I'm really hoping, and I'm feeling very confident that AJ Gass will be back in some type of position.
Yep.
So,
I think that'll be great.
Yep.
You think? I just read somewhere on Twitter that it's not likely.
That's what Dave Campbell had said, yeah, in his opinion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. IMO. Okay.
Yes. So, yes, IMO. But I don't know. I think they will find a spot for him. I hope so. I would love to see
I think that he did a good job, especially in his first year. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, your coordinators are going to do what the head coach says, so it'll be interesting to see him under a different, if he stays in that position.
Yes.
Or for that matter, whoever ends up being a special teams coordinator under a different head coach.
Yep.
The entire time we had Jason Moss, we did not have a single return touchdown in the regular season or postseason.
To be fair, we really haven't had much in a really long time either. But yes, you're right. Under Moss, it was,
Because we had one with
I guess we had Kendall Lawrence with Chris Jones. Yeah, that's right.
And it was like at the end.
Right.
So it's literally been since Moss started.
So, all right. Well, then it's time to see if there's a different philosophy as far as special teams are concerned.
Very exciting.
Yes.
We know who the offensive coordinator is. We know who the head coach is.
That's what we know so far.
Woohoo! We got two people.
Well, one person.
One person.
Right.
Yeah, doing both.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That again. I hope it just turns out a little bit better.
Well, I mean, BC as well has their head coach as their defensive coordinator. So
yeah. Well, and we have a few things going on there too. Ottawa obviously announced a bit of their coaching staff. We know that they brought in Coach Benny to do their defense. So I mean, I wish the best for Coach Benny. Such a nice dude.
Absolutely.
And
he's a smart man.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that'll be a good balance.
Be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, different defense, different situational.
I think the issue
defense.
is too that it's a very complex defense. So if you keep switching in players because they get injured, you have to almost be safer because you have to give them a limited amount of plays.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen to the Red Blacks then.
Well, I kind of hope it does. Yeah. I mean, love you, Coach
I'd
Benny,
like a stronger East. That'd be a little bit more fun.
So there's a name that's been floating around is Noel Thorpe, who is the DC in Ottawa. Where is he going to end up? Maybe that's somebody that
he's got a great attack defense. He had some personnel issues as well in Ottawa. So certainly his last year.
Yes,
he did great in Montreal with them. Mm-hmm. He was of course special teams coordinator here.
Yep.
So you never know.
We'll see. Yep, lots of options. It's going to be interesting in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we will get some more information before we record again in 2 weeks.
Well, the fun thing is, speculation's always speculation when it comes to Brock, because everyone's like, this name. He's like, oh, we're going way left field.
Yeah, we're going to
way Milanovic making that decision, so we will see.
Yeah, we will see how that polling pans out for sure. On the player side, Nick Usher released to go to the NFL, and congrats to him. I believe he signed with the Raiders, if I remember correctly.
That's correct, the Las Vegas Raiders. I think that's at least a position of strength for us.
Yes.
We have a lot of defensive linemen under contract, even with as many that are going to be not under contract. I mean, we have two starting quality defensive ends still under contract. So
absolutely, and we still have Betts and I mean
that's what I meant. Yeah, Betts.
Oh, you were talking Betts and Kwaku, because isn't
Alex
Bazzi, isn't he still under? Or is he?
I thought he was
free
one of the
agent?
ones that wasn't.
Oh, maybe he's a free agent. I don't have the list with me.
Right.
this
Just
moment,
half the team, so you're probably 50.
If not,
That's a good point.
if he is under contract, then we've got 3.
Yeah, exactly. So there's options there.
Yeah.
Right?
Just want some stability, man.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, the push that we're getting up the middle, it helps those guys on the outside.
You bet.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for Usher. Good for him, and I'm sure we'll find other
Absolutely.
guys that are going to come in. It's interesting though. There's lots of guys across the league getting released for their NFL opportunities, which is nice to see. I know there was a big issue with
the majority
Trey
of them,
Roberson, but now he
Yeah.
did get released.
Roberson is one of the
Yeah.
few that actually would have been under contract past February.
Right.
Everyone else was having their contract expire in 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So they were being let go a few weeks early.
Right. Just to do that.
Roberson
opportunity.
wasn't originally, and this was just recently they changed their mind, had a change
Yeah.
of heart. And let
Is he
it
an
in.
anomaly then? Like, why would his contract be different than everybody else's?
Well, a lot of them were 1-year contracts, and he was a rookie, so I think he'd signed a 2-year.
Okay.
Yeah,
or
but
3
they were
years,
able to let him go. So
I was hoping they still wouldn't. He'd get a little angry and come up here.
yeah, exactly. Come on, come play where your granddad played.
His grandfather played here, and,
Yeah.
and is good possibility to be,
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the Esks by the numbers right
Yep,
there.
he's likely to be on
Wearing
the
the
depth.
reverse
If he's
number.
not on the depth chart, it would be very surprising, honestly.
What depth chart is that?
We'll talk about that in a minute. People who already watch the YouTube know what I'm talking about. Okay. So across the league, Roberson, Braylon Addison, Sales and Rose out of Winnipeg, Bagleton out of Calgary, who signed with Green Bay today, Standback too.
Yeah.
I believe he was also looked at by the
Correct.
Raiders, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, the CFL in general is going to look a lot different next year.
Willie Jefferson did a great camp apparently in Miami.
But then I thought that he is still highly thought to be going back to Winnipeg.
No, he said, at least it was on 3 Down Nation,
Okay.
that he's not trying out for any more teams because he had such a great showing in Miami. Other teams were
Right.
there as well.
Right.
So he figures he doesn't have to. He's got enough. They know what they get with him.
Yes, that's very true.
If he did come back to the CFL, then he'd be happy to, but
Yeah. Yeah, well, okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Now, the Esks did sign some guys as well.
They did.
It's a long list of guys that we know and don't know. Let's start with linebacker Josh Banderas.
yes, he's one of my favorites.
Love that name.
Yep.
Yep.
Related to Antonio?
Hopefully. Yeah. And if he plays guitar, it's very exciting.
Subtle.
Doodle-doo. Okay. Quarterback Jeremiah Briscoe returns.
Yep.
Offensive lineman Eric Lofton returns. Linebacker Brandon Pittman comes back. And national wide receiver Danny Vandervoort also back.
Right.
He was just with us a very brief amount of time, but
Yeah,
obviously
practice
enough to
roster.
get another shot there. National defensive back Bryce Bartlett. Now,
He's back.
he was here before too, right?
was in camp, yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Defensive lineman Dwayne Beckford.
This is new.
That's a new guy.
Yep.
Another Dwayne. We need Dwaynes on the team.
You can never have too many.
Absolutely. What?
Or a Becky.
Or a Becky? I don't know that we need a Becky on the team.
I'm not going to call him
Becky.
that, but yeah.
Becky? We can ask.
D-Beck.
D-Beck. We're making names for guys that we've never even seen.
It's the
That's
best
what
way to
makes
do
it
it.
fun. Yeah.
That makes okay. Excellent. Defensive lineman Daryl Brown.
He's new.
He is. Nobody
had
with a
good
name.
luck.
I was waiting for a name.
We've had good luck with defensive lineman named Brown.
We have.
Rob Brown made it
yes.
on the list right there,
He
number
did.
92.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't mind Brown.
Nope.
Yep. He's
Down
also
with Brown.
6'4", 315 pounds. So
Oh, my.
So he's a good size.
he's decent. Yeah. I wouldn't want to push that guy over.
Good
I'll
luck.
try to. Yeah, exactly. Running back Devontae Jackson. I love that name.
Devontae, yes.
Devontae Jackson. That sounds like a guy with a lot of speed.
Yep.
It does.
Hey,
That's all I was thinking. Legs.
kick returner right there. And also national wide receiver Malik Richards.
There you go.
Now, I believe he
Isn't
was
he-
he was a draft pick that then we ended up with at the beginning of the
Correct, with
season,
Winnipeg.
and then we ended up with him.
He was injured
shortly
for the
after.
entire season.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
see how that turns out. Now, of course, we're waiting on some of the pending free agents to join back. Do you think it was just kind of waiting more on coaching staff?
Yeah, I think it doesn't hurt. It's hard if you're a player to say, yes, I will sign with the team. What's the scheme going to be? What's the coach going to be?
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We still don't know who the defensive coordinator is going to be. So if you're a defensive player, it's kind of hard to say, yeah, I can't wait, and then find out it doesn't really fit your style.
Right, yeah.
It's a bend, don't break kind of thing, and you're an aggressive player or vice versa, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, so I think that'll hopefully fall into place in a little bit. There are some signings around the CFL, though. Mazzoli back in Hamilton.
Yep.
I have to admit, I was a little bit surprised with that.
It's incentive-based.
Absolutely. And it makes a real quarterback competition in camp, for sure. Or Hamilton has them both and then decides they can pull the trigger on a trade for one.
Sure.
Right? So that's another possibility. But I mean, I know how much you were excited about Holy Mazzoli being back.
I don't care where he played. Well, no, I do. I retract.
If he was playing in Montreal, would that be right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I love Vernon Adams.
That's true.
Yes.
I think he's sticking around.
If he was playing in Saskatchewan, would you
that would not be. But I know it's not going to happen because Fajardo's already signed.
Jesus Sprinkles is still there.
Yeah, he's extended.
It's true. It's very
he's
true.
Extended.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Arbuckle goes to Ottawa, and we all heard Schreids go crazy about that.
Yeah, but you heard what happens if they sign him.
Absolutely. Now, that headline was a little bit misleading. That headline was a bit misleading because they got a third-round pick to get the rights.
Yes.
If he signs, then they trade first-round picks.
Right, but they would still get the first overall pick.
So Calgary would get the first overall pick, and Ottawa would get sixth, I think it is, instead of first overall. So it's a hell of a deal by Huff.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a huge deal that way. They got to sign him. I mean, if you're going to make the push to you better sign him.
Maybe they're just going to say, listen, we need something that's going to be a little friendlier.
Right.
Because it's going to be a competition at camp, for sure.
In Ottawa?
That's what the coach says.
Oh, wow. That's what the coach always has to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
depends what else they've got. They've still got lots of time between now and training camp.
Oh, sure.
Maybe they could sign another guy. Maybe they get Dane Evans. Maybe they get Holy Mazzoli.
Well, but Dane Evans is under contract.
But they can be traded.
Yes, that's entirely true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But they're not going to trade if they have to end up giving away their first round.
James Franklin.
That is true. He's available. But you know where he could go? You know who might need a backup? Trevor Harris. He might need a backup. And guess who would be a perfect backup?
I can't guess. Who is it?
What's wrong with you? Play the music.
Hey, it's Franklin.
Where's the sideline dancer?
That's right. Absolutely. I'm fully open to that. Ottawa also extends Barassa, and they sign Flanders out of Winnipeg. So that's not Ned.
Oh.
Good try. Oakley Dokley.
Yep.
I want him to just grab the ball and say it. Like, wouldn't it be hilarious?
That is touchdown celebration.
Yeah, when he turns to the camera and he says, Oakley Dokley.
Fire trucker.
Like, that would be fantastic.
Excellent.
That would be great. Wouldn't it be great? It'd be like Oscar
I'm all in.
but better. Yes. That's what I feel like.
I just want to see what Chris Cuthbert says.
Yeah. Well, he's practiced his Oakley Dokley. That's right.
Oh, with a CC.
In BC, they re-signed Konar, Shaq Johnson, Brandon Rutley.
Yeah, those are good signings for them.
Good signings for them, absolutely. Winnipeg did very well. Jamarcus Hardrick, Mercy Maston, Patrick Neufeld, and Wolotarski all signing back there. Nice to get back in, to help defend the Cup.
Absolutely.
In Saskatchewan, Mac Henry and Eli Buka.
Excellent.
Which I like saying his name.
Eli Buka.
What?
Mac Henry?
Yeah.
Ah.
Mac. That's short.
Right.
Yeah. I can't remember the full part, but it's Mac Henry. Yeah.
That's
Henry. And then in Calgary, Cordero Law, Milanovich Leader, Daryl Wiggin. Lots of good guys signing back there. Now that leaves Montreal and us as far as teams that have not done any actual extensions as of yet. Announcements. Yeah, I should say announcements. They might be done, but they haven't been announced as of yet. On the other hand, in Montreal, there was some news today as they did announce their brand new owners.
They did.
Yes. So I'm glad that there's owners that are there.
So now their next step is to get a president and a GM in there.
Right.
There are rumors.
Tell me what the rumors are.
The president they said the leading candidate for president.
Yes.
Len Rhodes.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know what rumors are.
Yes.
But he is from Montreal.
True.
He
Is
is
he?
bilingual.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
So
Maybe.
maybe Machocha's name always comes up.
As far as
There's a lot of Edmonton connection there, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Well,
we
that
just
would be
never
interesting
know.
to have him back in there. Yeah. And then they could get a bunch of French rappers for halftime. Cliffy D is so excited.
Frappers?
I can't tell you how much the flight deck is excited about that. We've done great things here. This is what should
If
happen.
not, they can get Mitsu.
They could. You know, a few years ago, I'd have been super excited about that. I don't know. I haven't seen it recently, but a few years ago, I'd have been perfectly fine. I'd have flown to watch that game. Sure.
Meat soup?
No.
No.
Mitsu.
Meat soup. Oh.
Japanese for honey.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said meat soup, and I was
Bye
like,
bye, Mon Cowboy.
Boy. Oh my.
Oh, there's a meatloaf.
One of the greatest videos ever made.
Yeah.
That's right.
no, it's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, exactly. All right, on that wonderful note, let's take a really quick break. We'll come back with the Esks History segment and the plan for this offseason, and of course, lots of schedule talk.
This is AJ Gass, and you're listening to the Eskimo Empire podcast.
You can join the Empire online.
Find us at eskempire.ca.
Check out all the new blogs, and then follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
For more history, follow at Esks History on Twitter.
And even more of my pics on Esk Empire Photo.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to help the pod grow. Thanks again for listening. Let's get back to the show.
This week's pod is also brought to you by Alberta Health Services.
We ask these children if they know when to go to emergency and when there are other options.
I would definitely go to emergency if I broke my arm. If you stopped breathing or something's really wrong. If you had a cold, you should probably just go to a doctor and not into the emergency or clinic.
If you have an emergency, we're here to help. If it's not an emergency, you have options. Take control of your health. Call 811 or visit ahs.ca/options.
All right, thank you to Alberta Health Services, and make sure you're using emergency only when you need to. Let's turn the tables a little bit to Superfan Mike. But before that, we need to reintroduce and bring back our favorite song, as it is time for the Eskimos History Moment.
Let's hear you cheer and holler for a mighty famous team. Let's hear you roar, you know what, for a team that's on the beat. Our voices rise up to the skies, the fans are glad to scream. We love those Eskimos.
All right, so this Eskimos History segment is a little bit different because we are prepping for our off-season fun, which you have put many, many hours into. So I would like you to tell us all what we are going to do in the off-season.
Really? So
it's nothing.
It's a lot.
That's a load of crap. So I can only imagine. This is awesome, though.
Yeah, I think it's a little fun. A few years ago, we did the Esks by the numbers, which I think did very well for us.
Yeah,
a lot of people seem to
absolutely.
really enjoy it, where everyone picked their favorite Eskimo to wear number 1, their favorite Eskimo number 2, all the way to 99.
And people still, when they come into the turf district, they gravitate right to that poster to look at all the numbers and the people, and it's an awesome walk down memory lane.
And while it would be interesting to do it again later and sort of see what changes, because some of these numbers definitely will change.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think enough time's passed yet, so we thought we'd do a different angle. And this time we started off by thinking, what if we did your favorite Eskimo by position, and who was your favorite quarterback, who was your favorite linebacker, who was your favorite defensive tackle, who was all the way through, and then some of them were just too hard.
Absolutely.
Some of them would be a really hard pick to pick one person.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's expand it a little. Let's make a depth chart, like a 44-person depth chart. We'll have a couple, 3 quarterbacks, and we'll have a couple of middle linebackers and 6 offensive linemen, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 1 or 2 or even 3 positions every 2 weeks. We're going to give a link out for the fans to vote on who they want to see for the best for those. And we'll say, if it's a receiver, that we're going to pick 6 receivers. and everyone votes, and the top 6 vote getters will be those 6 receivers.
Now explain that a little more, because when you said to me, well, we'll pick 6 receivers, I thought, oh, okay, well, 6, that's not bad.
That's plenty. Now, even though we're talking about over history, this is really going to be from, say, the mid-'70s onwards, because a lot of people listening to the podcast maybe don't have that experience. I certainly don't, with the 50s and 60s players, before my time, even.
Right. Barely.
Yeah. Well, barely. So we're just going to do it from the mid-'70s on, and to encompass those players from before that, the first 25 years. I got together with a few more seasoned fans of the team and put together a list as well. And we're going to run that in parallel. So when we reveal who won for quarterbacks, we'll say, here's who won for those quarterbacks, and here's who the small group I mentioned picked for the quarterbacks for those 49 to 74 players.
Awesome. Yeah.
So they will be included, because I think for some of them it would be a shame for them not to be included in
of
that.
Course.
Saying we're picking the quarterbacks, and as much as we love him, I don't think Jackie Parker would make that roster.
Right.
So we're going to have a separate roster where those guys are at least going to get included. And,
well, I think the other part is the game was so different.
Oh, it's very different. We're going to have different positions.
Yeah, when they were playing in the 50s, and you have your wing back, and you have all of your...
Even before that, the flankers.
Right, yeah. So it was a different...
Flying wings.
Yeah, different game, and there wasn't as much passing. And
right.
I mean, there was some passing.
You're going to have 3 running backs.
Absolutely.
Or 2 running backs and a fullback kind of thing. You're going to have a middle guard on defense.
Wow, cool.
Which eventually we talked about in one of the Esks History segments on how that eventually became the middle linebacker position, but at the time it was a 5-man defensive line.
Right. So those types of things, it's almost not fair to put those guys in the same. So I like separating it this way. Then you've got a lot of names that a lot of us are going to know as you get into the late 70s, where you start on the 5 in a row era, and all those types of things, and then getting into the 90s and 2000s, where we know more of these people, right? So I love the separation. I think it's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. So the first one we're going to start with, the link will be coming out with this podcast. We're going to have 3 positions. Only 1 for each is going to win. We have kickers.
Every week this is going to give
punters,
me anxiety, but it's awesome.
Yeah, kickers, punters, and long snappers, because as we know, snapping wins championships.
Absolutely.
I did get in my hand slapped a little bit when we did the 150th Canada celebration. We had an all-Canadian roster because we didn't specifically say who was the long snapper, even though I didn't include someone for that position. It wasn't actually
listed.
Yeah, lineated there. So there will be a long snapper position assigned. So get your votes in. Say who you want for those 3 positions, and the top vote getter in each category will be our official all-time Eskimos.
Yes, and I think that's going to be so much fun as we go through it. Now, to be fair, and I want to give everyone a little bit of a heads up, because Mike sent me the receiver list so that I could see how it was going to be laid out and how it would work, and we wanted to make sure it worked. Picking 6 is very, very hard.
Oh, again, if you're going back to the 70s, where you've got that mid-70s, where you've got George McGowan, Tommy Scott, Brian Kelly, Waddell Smith, it's like, well, there's 4 great receivers there. Some of them on our wall of honor.
Absolutely.
And recently, I mean, you've got guys like Greg Ellingson, you've got Tavon Smith, you've got Ricky Collins Jr., even going back a couple of years with Brandon Zylstra.
Darius Bowman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
then you go Mitchell, a little farther back to Fred Stamps, and you go a little farther back. And
Jason Tucker.
Oh, my
Mookie
goodness.
Mitchell. Ed Hervey, Terry Vaughn.
I know.
Before that, and that's just
and then Jim Sandusky in the middle, and it's like, how do you pick only 6?
Names from a hat.
Oh, almost.
It's going to be, no matter what, you're going to leave a lot of players that are worthy and probably even on the Wall of Honor or in the Hall of Fame not make our list.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, there's going to be prizes as well. Yep. So every week you'll get a chance to enter 1 entry per person. And Every week you enter, you get another entry into the draw. There's going to be things like gift cards to the Esks store. There's going to be several items from my collection that are going in here. We're going to make up a poster with the final results. It's going to have the entire depth chart with photos of all the people that were picked as well. So it's going to be very cool.
Very, very awesome. Yeah, and signed picks from this year.
You betcha.
We've got lots of different things that we're going to throw in there for prizes. So, get involved. This is going to be a blast. I can't wait to do this.
You bet.
Yeah. So, and thank you, by the way, for spending all the time doing it. I know
it's my idea of fun.
I was going to say, I know you enjoy it.
I
but
do.
I still
appreciation, right?
Oh, the time involved. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, some of it's a little tougher just because instead of saying pick 6 offensive linemen, it's going to be pick 3 offensive tackles, pick 2 offensive guards, pick a center. So I had to go through year by year and say, okay, well, this guy was a tackle, this guy wasn't a guard, this guy was, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Now I didn't give a list of every single person to play every single position. It's just going to be more of a, because otherwise you're going to have a list of offensive linemen with 100 people on it.
Absolutely.
So instead it's just, okay, here are the guys who are starters, or names that are certainly, more familiar. If you were an all-star at the position, you're definitely going to make that list. But if you were a backup that didn't really see a lot of time, then you're not going to make that list.
Yeah. So it's this is going to be a blast, and we'll have a special reveal hopefully at the end as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. So this one will be out now with this podcast.
Correct.
Perfect. So we can get our votes in, and then we will announce and how long are we going to keep that open? Then we're going to run the next podcast in 2 weeks. So is it going to run right up until that?
That's correct.
Okay. Perfect. So we'll keep it open for a couple of weeks, so you have lots of times to get your vote in. But the sooner the better, so that we can get this all sorted out. And honestly, just make your answers and go with your gut.
Yeah, it's going to go till the Sunday because we do record on Mondays.
Yep.
So we'll go from say Tuesday, the 7th.
Yep.
Up until the 19th.
Okay. Perfect. Excellent. Well, that's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Going for a touchdown. Going for a touchdown. Going for a touchdown. We love those Eskimos.
All right, something else did happen while we were away, and that is that the schedule came out. So we need to talk about the schedule a little bit. Did you get a chance to look it over a whole lot there, Commissioner?
Oh, sorry.
I'm putting her to sleep already.
No, I'm sleep. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Did you get a chance to look at it?
Briefly.
Briefly?
Yeah. Like the whole schedule or just the Eskimos?
Just the Eskimo schedule. Was there anything that kind of jumped out to you this year?
Seeing a lot of S.
We do get
3
times against Saskatchewan and 3 times against Winnipeg this year.
Yeah, 2 home games against Saskatchewan this year.
Yeah, absolutely, which is great for the gate.
Yep.
And
Saskatchewan away game that's actually in August.
I know.
Morley's very happy.
Morley and Dave are so excited they can actually walk outside and not freeze. So that'll be kind of nice.
The last game will be on Halloween in Toronto.
Yeah. It's interesting. Right on Halloween Day. It's a Saturday this year, I believe.
It is a Saturday.
Yeah.
Now, it's happened before. I remember our 1,000th game was against Montreal here.
Okay.
It wasn't a great walk-up.
No.
I mean, you've got a lot of families, a lot of people taking their kids trick-or-treating.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad it's an away game. That's probably good for certainly the fans of the Eskimos.
Yes.
Because you can still do that and then head out. And I think it's an early game, too.
It's 11 o'clock, so it'll be done with lots of time to make sure you can get dressed and go out. So that'll be good.
Start eating candy.
What's that?
Just start eating candy.
Well, that's why you buy the Halloween candy early, so you can sit and watch the game and eat the Halloween candy. It's perfect. Yeah. I just described Travis Curra's favorite day.
Okay, sorry, are the light ones home or away?
Yes, the white ones are home.
Nope.
That's an away one. That's a home
away?
one. Yes.
Away is light, yeah.
Yes.
Away is light.
No.
You just said home.
These ones are home games.
These are aways.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, look at the Calgary one, right?
So the interesting one for me is that we have a double back-to-back in the middle of the season that could really make or break the season.
Yep.
The back-to-back against Saskatchewan, followed by the back-to-back for the Labor Day games with Calgary. And those 4 weeks could just be enormous.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you have a back-to-back, it can be massive. And it is hard to win both.
Yes.
Calgary's done very well in that regard.
In the last while,
decade.
yes, that's true. Yeah. Nice, Kayla. Yeah. That's pretty good.
A video podcast.
No, it isn't, but it's still funny.
Yes, it's true.
I'm not going to change just because no one's watching.
Soon they will. The question, or the interesting thing for me was how many times we play BC right off the start, and then we don't have them the rest of the season.
Well, yeah, one's a preseason.
But still,
that's
first 3 weeks, all
them.
of our games are done with BC.
Yes.
So,
it's a little
and it's almost like we have a not a home and home, but a home.
Right.
Because we have the preseason game, and then the next
home.
week we're playing again against the BC Lions.
Yep.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. We do get the season kickoff on the Thursday night, with our only Thursday night game being that very first one against BC.
Yep.
So that's kind of nice to get that started. What's that?
Are you sure it's a Thursday? That's preseason.
That's preseason. Yeah. There's a little sign on the top that says preseason.
Yeah, I know, but I thought you said like the whole the kickoff to the season, which to me is preseason.
To the regular season. Yeah. Sorry, regular season. I should have said regular season. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
We also do have the first preseason game.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's why I thought, because we. Yeah.
Yet again, this one's in Winnipeg.
So that means that we have basically 6 days of camp, and then we have a game.
Correct.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, that's
third year in a row.
And do we not have in that third week? I'm not sure. Because usually they have 3 weeks of preseason now. So are we in we must be in week 1 and week 2, and then not have one in week 3 before the start of the season again.
Looks like there's a gap.
Interesting. Yeah. So that's kind of frustrating. Anyway, but
this is going to be my first home game back. Ew.
Is Saskatchewan?
Ew.
Really?
Yeah.
When do you get back?
And then Calgary, and then Calgary again.
Yes.
And then Montreal.
When do you get back again?
On the 4th of August.
Okay.
So I had and then there's two
away games.
Oh my gosh, away games. And I miss Holy Mazzoli.
Oh,
it's true.
By a couple days.
That is true.
Dang.
Yes.
Oh,
well, and you know what? That was interesting to me too. Is we have a very heavy home schedule to start. The season. We have that 5 in the first half, and then 4. I think we only have one game in both August and September at home.
One of each.
Yeah. Buys fall in week 5, 9, and 16, so that's a fairly decent spread. We can't really complain about that. There's other teams that are having to definitely play longer.
There's not a lot to complain about in this schedule. The only one I've heard from somebody else might have been our friend Hugo Agogo, Jerry, from Victoria, who pointed out that yet again Calgary has to bye right before the Labor Day double.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay.
So they get an extra week off to prep for us, and then we play them.
And then, Labor Day has never been our favorite game to play anyway.
Well, not lately. Anyway.
Not in the last...
Great in the 80s.
Yeah, it was fantastic then, but not so much anymore. Yeah.
But again, if this is your only complaint, let's face it, that's pretty solid schedule.
Yeah, overall, I think it was pretty good. So I'm excited about it, and fairly soon we can start working on our tailgating schedule for this year.
Coming.
Oh, I can only imagine. Very excited. Are we bringing back mini pizzas this year? I really want mini pizzas.
I think so.
Excellent. Okay, good. I know poutine's coming. I know tacos in a bag will definitely be there. I think we need to do the mini pizzas again.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So
we had some good things, and that's actually going to be one of the questions that's in the entry for the Esks Ultimate Depth Chart.
Oh, okay. You're going to have some other options?
Yeah, there's going to be some questions on there, what people liked, what people, rank them.
Nice.
What their favorites were, and then, that gives us an idea when we do the tailgate prep to know what people want and what people don't want.
Awesome. This is going to be fantastic.
So we know you're voting for mini pizzas, so that's good.
What's that?
We know you're voting for mini pizzas.
I am voting for mini pizzas. I know. It's mostly because I ate 6 of them. They were so good. Yeah. I was making people proud that day. That's what I was doing. So I guess before we go, one last announcement that I want to make is that we are working on a live show.
Yes.
Hopefully to be coming early in May. We're working on dates date and location and all those types of things, but we're hoping to have some information roll out over the next few weeks, and then we will figure out tickets and all those other kinds of things. But I believe that we're hoping that will be where we get to unveil this depth chart.
It should be. The timing lines up. Beginning of May will be the 10th week.
Yep.
Which will be the reveal of the last one. So
awesome.
Again, you know what? Anyone that hasn't seen the 2 and Out Live that they've done the last couple of Grey Cups,
which is awesome.
It's a chance for a live audience to watch us be idiots and stand in front of a mic and talk with various people and be participating in the podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for sure. So that's the plan as we get forward into May.
Yep.
Of course, I won't. Of course, I want to mention again that of course Westivus happening at the end of this month.
Yep.
So we have a couple of get-togethers planned right away. But the end of this month, January 25th at 5:00 at First Round downtown. Come down, talk some football with us. Make sure that you come down and say bon voyage and all the best of luck to Kayla.
And drink gin because it's January.
January. I like this.
Every month is January.
It's not dry January, is that it?
Dry February.
Oh, is it February? I thought it was right after Christmas.
Well,
depends. For Brazilian tie, it starts in January, and then see how long it goes.
I think it's Dry Wednesday for tie.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well,
that's pretty good.
Wednesday morning.
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did he get a special shirt yet? Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm excited for that. Excellent. All right.
Heel turn.
Perfect. Well, before we go, where does everybody find us all on the Twitters and things? Start with you there, Commissioner.
At Duchess Lombardi.
Perfect. And Superfan?
They can find me at 56 Parkies, and then the history at Esks History.
And that's where they will mostly find a lot of the links that I will then be retweeting for the depth chart.
Yep.
Perfect. And of course, you can find me at Freepalicious. Of course, the show at Esk Empire Pod. Make sure you're following Pay It Forward with Football. They're getting set for the next year's excitement.
Ooh,
so I want to make sure that
Great first year.
it was outstanding. And of course, make sure you check out all of the great shows on the Alberta Podcast Network at albertapodcastnetwork.com.
There it is.
I'm here to help. Find all of our social channels, and you can find all the links there at eskempire.ca. And I want to make sure that you go, there is going to be some voting. I want to say congratulations to both the Tight Ends podcast and Two and Out podcast.
Absolutely.
As they are nominated for Canadian Podcast Awards. So best of luck to both shows and all the shows that are nominated from the Alberta Podcast Network.
It's true, but we love those two especially.
They're football ones. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, exactly.
No, but there's in all the categories, there's a lot of great podcasts out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw that Ed got nominated for Education, which is a great one that's done right here in Edmonton. That's a Thing got nominated, which is another great one where a 15-year-old tries to explain what life is like to her mom, it was really funny actually. They did a whole one on OK Boomer and Karen and stuff, and it was actually really interesting to listen, especially as a dad of a 15-year-old. I thought that was
I bet
kind of an interesting one to listen to. So
it's close to home.
Best of luck to all of them that are in the awards there. Make sure you fill out your ballots for the all-time depth chart. We will be back in 2 weeks to talk, hopefully, an Esks coaching group.
That'd be awesome.
And also hopefully some free agents, locking things up as we're getting very close to free agency in that couple of weeks of time. So it's amazing, right? It's right around the corner.
I know. It's awesome.
Crazy. All right. It's getting exciting.
That's why it's so great to watch NFL now, because you have February, March.
It just finishes and then free agency.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I know. It works out.
Yeah. I like this. And there's still at least one good team in it.
You're right.
I'm going to have something thrown at me.
The Ravens?
Go Purple Guys. Go Purple Guys.
Yeah, the Ravens. Hi.
Wrong. Purple Guys with horns. Yay.
Your popsicles? No.
Vikings. Okay. Anyway.
Skull my butt.
Better go. Nope. Not title of the podcast. Just so I can tell you right now.
No.
was great. Slide in to say that.
I thought I kicked Max.
The Doppler effect.
It was lovely Doppler effect. Okay, thank you.
I actually learned that in school.
Wow.
Not just from Big Bang.
Oh, they've been doing that. Oh.
What?
Learned that in school. Just sitting there with a
I want to go to your school.
Exactly.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us. For Commissioner Kayla and Superfan Mike, I'm Andrew. Remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening. Find more great shows like this at CF Pod Network on Twitter.